From Las Vegas, Sandy Kastel and friends.
Welcome to Sandy Kastel and Friends, produced by Michael Leonetti. Sandy Kastel has been entertaining audiences for years on stage, screen, radio, and television. And for the next 60 minutes, she'll be talking with local and international performers, artists, authors, celebrities, and more, with special features like women in music and arts, shopping at Smith's, cooking with Chef Michael, and staying fit and fabulous forever. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, the best to you each morning. KLAV radio to you. Your mother. Anyway, I feel good today. What a night last night Sandy and I had at the Tuscany Grill in Henderson, Nevada. I got to tell you something. Lou, I love Lou.
I know.
Lou, Mike, Jerry.
What a team. What a team. Oh, my gosh, those guys are great.
I'm going to say it again. Every one of the customers, friends of ours that are faithful, that come and see us, went out of their mind over the food. Jimmy Melodora, myself, Savino. We sat down, we had a dish of pasta fazool. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this to you again. It is the best. It's like my grandmother. And then, who's sitting there, Sandy? Our paisan, Rocky, and his lovely wife.
Rocco.
And
Annette.
And what, he reminds you of my Uncle Frank.
Yeah?
Rocco, I swear to you, looks
so?
my Uncle Frank used to smoke a stogie. My Uncle Frank was the type of a guy I would say, hey, Uncle Frank, hey, lend me 20, I got to go to the track. And I'd give him 20. Then a couple of weeks, hey, give me another 20.
Give me another 20.
You know what I mean? I'm going to the track. And I'd say, yo, Uncle Frank, I just gave you 20. He goes, is that the thanks I get? You remember the bike I bought you when you were 12? He threw that up to me until I was 30 years old. And he knew everything about that. Remember that bell? Remember the bell?
Yeah.
I bought you the bell. And how about the tassels? You forgot the tassels? And the white wall tires, the Schwinn?
Yeah.
Do you know what it cost me for that bike? Here, Uncle Frank, here's a $20 bill. But my Uncle Frank was a funny guy because he was the type of a guy, John, that would turn around and say, I say, Uncle Frank, how you doing? Oh, my God in heaven. He said, I got a headache. Your aunt's driving me nuts. He says, your cousins cracked my car up. Joey, the rent, she owes me money. I got a boil on my ass. But you know me, I don't complain. That's my Uncle Frank. But what a great time we had last night, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to God, God blessed Lou and Mike and Jerry. Them three guys, they're out of heaven.
Michael, I got to tell you, we had so many compliments on the food. First of all, Robert was eating the scampi. He said, oh my gosh, have you had the shrimp scampi? It was his first time there. And I said, yeah, I have. It's great. And then I went back to Marty Allen. No.
Martin Scorsese.
The saxophone player.
Oh, Martin Mancuso.
I
love Martin.
And he was
boy.
there. Yeah, he was there with his girlfriend. And what did they had? Oh, yeah, they had the clams, I think. They had clams. That's what Mike said.
Sauce,
they had great. And then I said, I saw that they had the cheesecake. And I said, oh, isn't that cheesecake great? She goes, well, really, my favorite is that caramel dessert. The caramel cream dessert that they had. Huh?
Creme brulee?
No, it wasn't a creme brulee. It was some caramel cake or something. Anyway, it was so good. And everybody had their favorite last night. I had the prime rib, of course, with the baked potato, and it was amazing. And I shared some of it with Michael. I got all the.
But here's the best part, Sandy.
No,
here's the best part. Sandy orders a prime rib. Ladies and gentlemen, I looked at the plate. She just sat down, and Sandy likes her steak or prime rib mooing. It moves.
It is not.
It was mooing.
Pink. It's pink.
It's mooing.
Medium rare.
Right? So what happened was, it had to be 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick.
It
Take
was
out a ruler.
thick, yeah.
I looked at that. I said, forget about it.
And I had them cut it back in the kitchen for us, so they just split it down the middle.
So I'm sitting down with Jimmy Melodor. So Jimmy's at the table. I said, Jimmy, watch this. I get a spoon, a teaspoon. I cut the prime rib with a teaspoon.
With a teaspoon?
With a teaspoon.
Oh,
just to
wow.
show Jimmy how tender.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I used a butter knife.
I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I got to tell you like it is. You all know me. We got a gajillion listeners that listen into us. Gajillion. Faithful
Ching, ching.
fans. I got to tell you something, folks. No joke. That place ain't no joke. Their food is unbelievable.
And you know, in the bar, they've got 15 of those machines.
Unreal.
15 of those machines. So I guess they were grandfathered in, over there.
Well, yeah.
And so everybody, they got a packed house over there on that side, at the bar. And Mike gets stuck over at the bar. He doesn't get to come in and listen to us too much. So sorry, Mike, but I know you can hear the music from the bar over there.
He was out there. He was out there swinging.
Yeah, he came over every once in a while. And Lou was sitting there with his friend
Lou stayed
Mike.
most of the night.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, and Mike got up and sang, and Cece was there. Cece Spencer.
Cece Spencer did a phenomenal job.
And Don Allen Hunley.
I love Don.
Oh
Don's
my
my
gosh.
favorite, man.
I know.
Don,
I know.
Every day I got he said,
No, he
if
did.
you ever
If
play
you
to Motor
never
West,
go to
West,
Motor West. What I liked about it, I really liked the tempo that they did, the feel that they had. It was kind of like this funky swing, and I thought, wow, and he's so cool.
And I got to tell you, Sandy.
And his daughter was beautiful.
Yes, and I have to tell you something.
I kept saying wife, and he kept looking at me. I said, okay, a daughter? I said, girlfriend?
No,
what?
that was his wife.
She's beautiful.
And I got to tell you something. Having Santo Savino with us, Santo is a legend. He played with Sinatra. He played with Tony Bennett. These guys, you don't find these guys.
And he has a different tone on his drums than you do, and that was really cool because his tone is it's lower or something. It's a deeper tone, and it's got this really boom, boom, boom. It's got this really deep, cool tone, and yours is a little bit higher. It's like, yeah, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
I can tell you. Anyway, and I asked him about it. He said, yeah. He goes, it's toned differently, and he said because you've got the older style drums, he's got the newer style drums, but the way they're,
the Ludwigs.
because they do the tone, they do tone the tops. What are the tops called? The skins.
Yeah.
The skins. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I looked and
I know a little bit, just enough to get me into trouble.
and we did a tribute to Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich.
Oh my God.
And I turned over, and as I'm playing, I looked over and I winked at him.
Yeah.
That's to say,
and
baby.
You guys were out in the audience.
Because truthfully, that's not this guy's style to do that. He's
a jazz musician.
Jazz musician,
yeah.
and like Jimmy Miller, I take him now. Jimmy's got a stool, and the only reason why he carries
bar
a stool because people say, "Is the guy up in years? Can he play? Does he have a bad leg?" This guy's got his money belt on. He don't want to take it off, and he complains about his hip.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy actually has his recess money from school.
Well, you should see all the instruments he has lined up.
Unbelievable.
There too. Not only does he have the tenor, the alto, the soprano, he's got the flute, he's got the clarinet. He's got all 5 instruments up there. And I got to tell you, he said to me last night, because I was working, I had to set up the sound and everything. He goes, and I had to, get around his instruments, and I said, okay, now I just don't want to, get in your way here or anything. And he said, it's a good thing. He goes, you grew up with a musician in the house.
Well,
I said, because you're
God
careful.
Forbid you
listen, I
them.
did. My dad, if you went anywhere near those instruments, when they were set up, it's like, watch it.
You drop it. Well, anyway,
you could bump them,
I'm going to give a shout out.
Yeah, and you don't do that.
I don't know all those kids' names. Sandy,
what
you
kids?
do.
What kids?
I want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The staff.
Let's
talk about the staff. Let's talk about the staff.
Well, Donna's bringing 9 people over to the Canyon Gate Country Club on the 19th. She got 9 people coming with her to see the show.
But you know what impresses me the most?
But the staff is great.
Being the age of 62 years old.
Are you 62?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? Is that all? I mean, is that you're that old?
You really want me to? Do you want to go toe to toe with me? You ain't going to win. Trust me.
62 is a great age to be for you.
Anyway, Brian, our sound engineer is how old are you, son?
He's always advertising his age.
He's 26. We got kids in there.
When I
call people
26.
70 kids. Your age. And I'm watching these
kids
staff of what Lou and Mike and Derek they have. The waitresses, and when I, like I said to you, I should mention all their names. I don't know all their names.
We're going to have to get the list of all their names so we can mention them.
The staff, these kids, and we're playing, and they're clapping, and they're, and I'm looking, I'm saying, it's incredible, because usually the music that you listen to of today, it ain't the kind of music that you normally
but you know what? People appreciate good music.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, this band that we're playing with, Chad Michaels on keyboards, he's amazing,
Chad,
and my dad is very tough, very critical, and he says, these guys are great. And Lou Spider, on
Lou's
bass. He's
Lou is
great. And then we've got, and then Santos Savino, amazing. And the legendary, and I'm talking about legendary saxophonist and jazz man, Jimmy Molador, with his new book coming out soon, The Vegas Player, and he actually shared a little bit of his book with us the other day at breakfast, or at lunch actually, over at the Cathay. We went over to Cathay to have a little lunch with him, and he brought his book, and it's about this thing. Of course, that's the manuscript. It'll be different when it comes out. But he was showing us, but what? Nothing. And he was, it starts out, the first few pages, the preface of this book is all about the girls. And it's like sex and jazz and sex and Vegas and sex and Vegas and Vegas and sex and jazz and... Well, I said, what? Well, and then he says, yeah, but then people get the wrong impression because all they see is all the girls I went out with. I said, well, Jimmy, you're the one that put it in there, know.
Well, the funniest thing is that yesterday was Carl Grosso, the billionaire.
And Lisa Grosso, their anniversary.
That was their anniversary. And
should we sing? Should we sing for them? Because we didn't get to sing last night. What about me?
How we danced
on the night. Come on, let's do it together.
We were wed, we danced, and we danced, cause the room had no bed.
I know that. Happy anniversary, Lisa and Carl Grosso.
We're going to their house tonight. It's Lisa's son's birthday. He's 7 years old. And we got to get the kids something. You know what's funny? Last night, everybody, there was a family that was in at the Tuscany. There was the cutest little kid. He was adorable. And the little boy, he had to be 6 or 7. Oh, okay. What are you putting up?
He's saying peace, brother, peace.
Oh, peace?
Yeah, peace, man.
Okay, and he had to be. And I says, I'm a personal friend of Santa Claus, and I'm talking to the kid, and I said, you want to play drums? All right, and I walked away. Well, the grandfather, and it kind of touched me because my grandfather raised me
with the kids,
and my grandfather was the one that bought me my drums. My grandfather was my inspiration, and my mother was there. Don't get me wrong, my mother was phenomenal, but it was my grandfather, my grandmother that gave me the roots of the entertainment
and the cooking.
You
got it both from your
So I said to the kid, I said, you want to play the drums, little guy? All right. And I laughed. I walked away. But sure enough, the grandfather took the boy around the side. Anyway, I grabbed the kid. I said, come on. And John filmed it. And I want to get a clip of that so I can give it. That's priceless. I grabbed the boy and I put him on my drum stool. And I said, okay, here we go. And I said, let's do sing. Bound, down, 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 down. Now, most children will get on the drums and they just start banging all kinds of stuff.
Right.
They hit cymbals. And this kid was right there with me.
You. That's right.
That's right. And I said, look at this. And I looked at the grandfather, and it touched my heart because I looked at the grandfather looking at his grandson. Do you understand? And I said, look at this. And that's how my grandfather used to look at me. See, I was never blessed to have grandchildren and stuff like that. My kids, they all turned out no good. But that's never, it's here nor there. You know what I mean? Some people are different. So, and I really admire the grandfather and the grandmother that takes the time to put in with their grandchildren. Sometimes you have children that things don't work out for. You raise a son, you raise a daughter, but yet they have children. And what you do is you raise them and you give your knowledge. And my grandmother was the one that showed me the cooking, and my grandfather was to take Earl Bostic records home to me. He would take Gene Krupa to me. Because my era, at 62, Sandy will tell you, blood, sweat, and tears. Who else, San?
I don't know. It was before my time.
Wow. Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
The Who.
Right. Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Yep.
That's my era. I didn't like that music. I wanted to listen to what my grandmother and my grandfather
Well, you're
listened
just like
to.
me. I grew up with my dad, playing
The greatest, Dick
saxophone.
Kastel, the greatest.
And we had jazz. We had a lot of jazz albums around, and of course, I grew up listening to Sinatra. That was the first person I learned how to sing with. But we haven't even mentioned our guest yet today, Michael. We've just been talking among ourselves.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited.
And I got to tell you, speaking of kids, we've got Karen Rice here with the HappyKidsCompany.com.
Do you know who Karen is?
Who?
Karen, could I tell? She's Sarah Lee's granddaughter.
Oh. And we've also got Shiny Mohawk Jason. Hi, Shiny. How are you?
Mohawk. Look how nervous he is, honey.
Say hi.
I was waiting for the cue cards.
Well, anyway, you guys have heard us talking about him. His name is David, but we call him Shiny Mohawk Jason because there's a story behind that, which we'll get to you in just a second. But if you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. And Chef Michael, you're going to give us a recipe today?
Oh, yeah. You better believe it.
Okay, good. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Come on, give us a call, 731-1230. We're not going to be here forever, everybody. Call us.
I'm a Las Vegas performer and entertainer, and I listen to Sandy Kastel and Friends.
Everybody's a winner. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Good morning and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
Oh, yeah.
And our special guest today, Shiny Mohawk Jason. Hi, Shiny. How you doing? Now, is that what I should call you? Just say hi, Shiny?
You can call me Shiny or
call you Dave, or call you Jason? Or,
all that.
Where did that name come from?
Well, back in 1975, when I was 4 years old.
Yeah. Brumpum.
No, I just, I'm used to saying silly things, silly words.
Have you been hanging out with Chef Michael lately?
I was destined to. Anyways, I just kind of I don't know, it just came to me. But it's because I listened to a lot of blues music. And a lot of them, or some of them had three names to their name, and some had two or one or three.
Right.
And it just kind of had it sounded too good together. I don't know actually how it came about.
You just made it up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, that's cool. That's kind of like a stage name then.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of actors and actresses, they did that back in the old days.
Yeah. Well,
but they're still doing it today.
Yeah. Isn't Chef Michael a stage name?
No, that's my real name. I was born Chef Michael.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Leonetti.
My first name was Chef and my last name was Michael. Chef Michael. How the hell did I get Chef Michael? I went, Sandy's the
you're
one.
a chef. That's
Sandy
why.
was the one that created that.
You know how it came about, Dave? We filmed the thing for
Smith's.
For Smith's, shopping at Smith's, and while we were filming in the kitchen, and Michael was just going on and on and on. I mean, he was just, as he was cooking, he was talking nonstop, about everything he was doing, and he didn't skip a beat. He hardly let me get a word in edgewise. And I said to him afterwards, I said, Michael, you should have your own cooking show. He goes, oh, no, I don't want to do it without you. I said, fine, we'll have our cooking show.
Right.
But the bottom line is, he's such a natural at it. He fixes these meals, and a lot of them are peasant dishes that your grandmother taught you. And the thing of it is it's the kind of food we don't get in the restaurants anymore.
No. Right.
It's like comfort foods. What we would call comfort foods.
We like what we've tried so far.
Yeah, but of course, it has a lot of sugar, a lot of salt, a lot of this, a lot of that. But it is so good that we all keep going back and back for more.
The number one food. The number one food in the world that people like is Italian food. The second is Mexican. Third is the Oriental. And that's how it goes.
He couldn't wait to get to the top ramen.
Well, I don't ever want to hear top ramen for the rest of my life.
No, but he wrote a song, Michael.
I'm
he wrote a song.
Okay.
No, and I heard it, and he sang it to me. And went, Chef Michael loves top ramen.
No, he cooks top ramen.
He cooks top ramen. He puts garlic and some Tabasco sauce. So when you're sitting on the toilet, I think of you. Something like that.
I don't think it was anything
No,
like that.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I got to say something real quick.
You should be.
All right.
I want to send a shout out to Diane and Dr. Perry.
Oh,
Diana.
Dr. Perry.
You know, I mean, they are in Oceanside right now, but I know they're listening because they have the app on their phone for KLAV.
Yes.
12:30 a.m.
Yes.
.com. You can go right to the website and you can get the
wasn't
app.
the same
so you
last
can
night.
listen in all the time. I know we missed Lisa
we
and
missed
Carl.
Lisa and Carl.
Diane and the Tanners weren't there because, you know, I guess if Carl's not driving, you know,
wanna
they won't
laugh.
come all the way over.
I talked to Carl today this morning. How was your anniversary? And I'm gonna,
Happy anniversary, baby.
And I'm going to embarrass Lisa.
Yes.
I said, what did she want to do? What do you think Lisa Grasso wanted to do on her anniversary?
Popcorn? What?
Absolutely not.
Go to the movies?
Carl said,
Go roller skating?
He said, I thought I was going to get lucky.
Go bowling?
Lisa came out in a negligee.
A negligee. Ooh.
High heels and a see-through negligee, white negligee.
This might be X-rated. I don't know if you can tell us this.
And Carl was patiently waiting there,
Patiently.
thinking that tonight
Is the night.
is the night. And he says, Lisa, what do you want to do? She says, I've been wanting to do this since I met you, Carl. What is it? And Carl was patiently
We're all waiting.
She drops her clothes, stark naked. She says to Carl, open the vault. Of course, I don't know, all of a sudden, the vault opens up, and she throws herself on all those millions, and she's going,
Lisa.
And poor
Lisa.
Carl is sitting
I'm sure
there
you weren't doing
saying,
that.
is that what you want?
Yeah.
She says, oh, Carl,
He jumped in there with her, right?
He did, and he said, stack that stuff back up again. Put those 100,000 there to 50,000. Oh God, I'm sorry, Carl.
Well, you know what? You know what my dad's doing? You know, he says, well, the paper money isn't worth anything anymore, you know?
No.
So, of course, he's, you know, getting the coins. So, you know, but that wouldn't feel as good if you jumped in on a bunch of coins, you know, in the safe.
Honey, let's leave the jokes to Chef Michael.
It wasn't a joke. It was serious.
No, he is.
Anyway.
You know what's interesting?
What's interesting?
Go ahead, buddy.
I forgot to bring my portable radio because I'm missing the show today.
Well, you know something. Tomorrow's our last day, and we're going to talk with them.
Well, they want to talk to us.
They want to talk, but here's the bottom
They
line.
want to make us an offer we can't refuse.
Well, I got to tell you something. I said this to you again. People call in. We got major show tickets for. They don't even want the show tickets anymore. They just love people come in, and I go to Smith's, and people come up to me.
Paris Red was in last night. You know, she was there last night. She got
Great.
up saying, amazing singer. She's over in Zumanity.
Yes.
I think I said the name right.
Yes.
I always say it Zumania or something. But anyway, it's Zumanity. And she said, you let Michael do the show by himself today? I couldn't believe it. She goes, I missed you. Where were you? And you know what? She first came in over when we were at the West Wing Cigar Lounge.
Yes.
And she came in one night, and we were talking, and she goes, I got to tell you, I used to listen to this other show. She goes, I'm an avid listener of KLEV and of talk radio.
Right.
And she said there was another show on before that I used to listen to all the time. And when they said that it wasn't going to be on anymore, I was really upset. And she said, then I started listening to your show, and she says, now I'm hooked. I'm hooked. And so she says she gets up every morning. And, remember the other day when we were talking, you asked me what I would want to be remembered for? Do you remember that?
It was your biscotti that you made.
No, not members. No, that's Diana. Anyway, I said to inspire people. And she said that to me last night. She goes, you know what? You guys do inspire. And she goes, even me. She says, you inspire me because I've been going through a transition in my life. And, and she said, and even on her way over last night, she was coming across town. She was coming across town and, she hit a little traffic and she said, maybe I'll just turn around and go back. She goes, no, I'm going to go. She said, I'm so happy I came because she got up and sang and she had a good time. She had the meal. And, if we can inspire one person, and then that person turns around and inspires somebody else, and it just spreads. And I think that is really
it's good to hear. It was worth her while then.
Yeah. And she listens all the time, and that's, thank you, Paris Red.
Yes, Paris. You know something?
We love you.
When Lou was sitting down, the owner of, one of the owners of the Tuscany
Grill.
And he's sitting down, and his customer, going up to him saying, "Oh my God, the show is great."
The food was great. The show is great.
It's a great because as an owner of a restaurant, because I was an owner of a restaurant and a businessman, it's a great feeling when somebody comes up to you that's your customer, and you're sitting and you're looking at them. And they say, "The food is the best I've ever tasted." Okay, boom, that's it. They come every week. The food is the greatest I've ever tasted. Boom, that's it. But when you put the show in, and I'm going to tell you something, these guys went out of the realm to put, this is, because the band I got, it's not a dance band. This is a show band where you sit down. Now, next week, we're going to start at 7. Not at 8.
Earlier.
7 to 10. Because basically, on the weekdays, the people that go up there, 9:30,
they eat a little earlier.
10
You know,
o'clock.
and a lot of them come in, they eat at 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6
Right.
o'clock. And this way, they'll be able to stay and see the show, too. Because some of them, you know, they've been there already eating, you know.
Right.
And then, you know, if we're not starting till 8,
So
then
I
they got to
said,
stay an extra hour.
let's start at 7. Give him the show, you know. But I got to tell you something, Sandy. The two people that we have in the studio today, they were fans. They were fans that came in.
Yeah, C.C. Spencer introduced them to us.
Right.
Yeah.
And when we were playing
She
at
met
the
you somewhere where you were playing, I think.
No, we had went to some place to go to see some more live music,
Oh, okay.
and we couldn't get in. Well, they wouldn't let me in. No,
that's that hat. That's the reason.
That's his trademark.
But we met her in the restaurant, and we were talking, and
Isn't she the sweetest lady?
oh yeah,
That's
She
Nat
is-
King Cole's niece. It's incredible.
Yeah, stop that, Michael. You know, you embarrass her every time you say that.
She loves it.
She looks like she could be, you know,
That's
his
his
niece.
niece.
yeah. She, anyway,
His
she introduced
daughter.
us to go. Well, she's to at the Sienna's.
What? Hey.
Yeah, to Sienna's.
Oh,
No, yeah, she brought you over to Sienna's to meet
Yeah.
us, and you guys stayed,
Yeah,
and here you are.
but-
Now you followed us over to
But
Tuscany
here's the
Grill.
best part,
the show is
Sandy.
that great.
Yeah,
It's that
and
great.
then we went to see you at Shifty's the
Oh,
other
that
night,
was-
Right.
and
You
you
know-
sat in with Bobby Jones,
Jones, yes.
and
Bobby
we were
was
talking
great.
about it the
Yeah.
other day on the show. You sat in with Bobby Jones, and you did, and is that an original
Yes,
blues song
I-
that you sang? He sang one of his originals.
Yeah, that's all I do now is originals.
It's all original.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, and you know, blues is that way, you know. And I've
Yeah.
got some blues songs too.
Oh, you do?
I got a good man, and his name is Mike.
Yeah. Well, the song he sang was great because he did a blues number called "I Want You," and I like to sing a couple bars, and he gets that, goes, "I want you, yeah, I want you, I want you, yeah, I want you." For like 14 bars, and the thing is, I mean, I like to sing it, but I can't remember the lyrics. So
I think you could sing for me now.
thank you, buddy. But I'm going to tell everybody in Radio Land that these people here, I've never met a fan turn into a friend. But these people, these two people that are in the studio today, come to see us, and they stay to the end.
They come early
this
and they stay
man
late.
and his lovely wife,
And they help us
Sarah Lee's granddaughter,
tear down the instruments.
tears down the instruments. he says, "Chef Michael, I got you taken care of. I hurt my knee a couple weeks ago, and I'm getting better." This guy says, "You know, I got some stuff for you. We really care about you."
Yeah, he brought
and
you
I want
some
to tell you,
liniment.
Shiny Mohawk,
Yeah.
Liniment?
I don't know what your religion is or what God you pray to, but I'm going to tell you something. The God that I pray to is going to bless you for what you do. You and your lovely wife are the two of the most nicest, humblest people I've ever met, and I'm going to express my sincere appreciation on the 19th of October because we're going to have a full room.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you an accolade on the stage because I want people to know, because what you do, I hope other people emulate. And the word, for those that don't know what the word emulate means,
Copy.
is to do copy for somebody else, because that's wonderful. I can see you do it
Duplicate.
once and maybe twice. Since
Act
we
like.
have met you, you have never missed a
I
show.
just happen to have my Webster dictionary.
And you and your wife picking up those speakers and helping
which
me
I
with
told
the
her, I
drums.
said, you know, I
Unbelievable.
said, Karen, you got to be careful. Yeah.
We can't be there and enjoy all your show and then see you do all that work.
Well, we
by
really
yourself.
appreciate it,
We
and
appreciate it,
really
you know.
we do. And if you're just tuning in now, you're listening. I'm sorry. Didn't
I was
mean
going to
cut
say
you
my
off.
head
That
goes
was
off.
very rude,
My head
Sandy.
goes
That goes
off to
off.
both of you, and
Thank
here it
you.
is.
Thank you. Put
Thank
that
you.
hat back on your head.
If you're just tuning in now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael, and we've also got Karen Rice here, and she has HappyKidsCompany.com. We're going to talk to you a little bit more about that when we get back, and also Shiny Mohawk Jason, otherwise known as Dave.
And a recipe from Chef Michael.
Oh, well, we might not get to that today. Anyway, so but I
I'm
hope
going
we do.
home.
I hope you do, because I'm hungry. Anyway, we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Come on, give me a call. Don't you love me?
Radio show that's fun. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
Hi, and welcome back to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we heard that little commercial, that the girls did.
Siren Strings.
The Siren Strings, yes. And Michael said, whatever happened to those girls? And Shiny Mohawk said, yeah, they're in school.
Yes.
Yeah, and he said he wrote a suite for them.
Yeah, I have a 3-part suite I wanted to offer for them.
Oh, that's cool. I bet they'd love that.
Yeah, but they're not ready for it at this because they're in school.
Well, yeah,
But,
that's cool that they're staying in school, they're getting their degrees.
Yes.
And also, they're such talented girls, yeah.
And I play other music just besides blues, but I'm just concentrating on that now. But I've played rock and roll, hard rock, and like...
How about soft rock?
Yeah, some of it, and some, like, I guess
Smooth,
classical or
yeah.
just made-up stuff.
Yeah.
That I used to just make up on an acoustic guitar. I used to have an acoustic guitar.
Well, when did you start playing guitar? When you were a kid?
Yeah, the first time I played one I was about 6 or 7.
So you started as a kid?
And of course, at that age, I didn't stay with it.
No.
But I played the guitar at around 6 or 7, and then after that, we got a piano at home. I was about 8 or 9, and then we had a upright piano, and I played that.
Well, I know Jolie and Pirko came to hear you perform.
Yes.
Also.
That was great.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw them walk in the door, I ran to the restroom and brushed my teeth.
Why?
I don't know. And then the thing is, I had something for you. When I saw you, I didn't have a chance, but when I saw you, I was gonna mess up my hair. You caught me off guard.
Oh, is that what it was?
But
Yeah, the other night we were there at Shifty's. Also, we saw Caledonia.
Oh,
Marilyn
yes,
B.
Marilyn B.
B,
Ms.
yes.
Marilyn B.
Marilyn
And we saw
B.
her there, and then of course Bobby Jones
Bobby
was there.
Jones
and
Pam
Pam E. Williams was playing with them, and oh man, she's like an R&B singer, beautiful. Yeah, she plays.
When I play with that band, they do a good job at backing me up, and it's a lot of fun when it works out, like that.
Oh, and also the guitar player is the guitar player. What's his name?
Honey Davis.
Honey
yes.
Davis. He played with Monique when we were at the West Wing Cigar Lounge, and they did the blues song. Remember over there?
I didn't know you guys then.
That's right.
Yeah, we missed that.
That was before our time.
Way before.
But we've been there to see Marilyn B. After.
Oh yeah.
Afterwards, yes.
So listen, Karen, tell us a little bit about Happy Kids Company.
Well, I have a website. I've put pretty much everything on there.
On the website?
I have lots of ebooks, and it's because a long time ago, when I was a Montessori teacher, I discovered something about relating to children that changed them. They became cooperative, friendly, helpful, all kinds of good things. And I didn't see other people doing this. And then I got invited to go to India to create some educational centers, and I decided, well, before I did that, I had to share what I felt I'd learned from the children and even their parents, how they treated their children, that I had to share with them. I couldn't leave without sharing, and so I started writing, and it turned into a book, and it turned into a mission. And now at this stage, much later, I have ebooks on how to do this. I have trainings on how to do this, videos on how to do this, and a little membership site on how to do this.
That's good. And it's happykidsco.com. happykidsco.com. And it says, the website that makes happy kids. We are part of your team, helping you ensure that kids grow up happy. Parents, grandparents, teachers, caregivers, all who want to raise happy kids. Use Quick Fix, simple solutions for common problems. Follow the links. Let's raise happy kids. So they have a dollar sale. What's the dollar sale?
Well, I have all my ebooks and trainings and things like that. I have everything on sale right now for $1.
For $1, just
Yeah.
$1.
Yeah.
So somebody can come, and if they want to, have happy kids, they can go to your website and find all these little books, ebooks, and get them for just $1.
Right.
And then where does this money go to?
To keep this going.
Keep this going.
Yeah.
So go to this site, folks. A Happy Kids Company.
Kids.
Happy Kids.
Happy kids.
Yeah,
Happy
I like
Makers,
that.
Happy Kids.
HappyKidsCo.com.
.com.
For articles, ebook excerpts, trailers,
Wow.
Happy Kids newsletter, free videos,
Right.
Happy Kids show coming soon.
There was a program on television called The Nanny. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And those kids were from hell.
I'm sorry.
You ever see them kids?
Those kids,
And
the
them
nanny.
kids, they would go into these homes, and these people would have big bucks. And these kids would take a tantrum, and they'd scream, and mothers would turn around and say, go in the room, go in your corner, and don't move. And the kids would scream, and they would, my day, the nuns in school, I'm going to tell you, I went to St. Nicholas of Tolentine on 9th and Mars in Philadelphia. And every nun became a nun. You had to hold a degree in the Golden Gloves. These nuns were tough. Sister Pasqualina, Sister Franciosa, Mother Galambine, they had right hooks that were phenomenal. And people in Philly, they didn't carry knives. They didn't carry guns. These nuns carried pepperonis. They came out with a stick of pepperoni. But
It wasn't a ruler, huh?
a ruler.
That's
You
what I
got
was
hit
thinking.
with that pepperoni
Yeah.
across your head. They were Italian nuns. I swear, I'm not kidding you. Because my neighborhood was all Italian. So the nuns were Italian, and we weren't allowed to talk Italian when we were kids. Because my grandmother would say, we're in America now. You're in America now. And we had to speak American. My grandmother, I would hear my grandmother and my grandfather talking. But if they didn't want us kids to understand what they were saying, they'd speak in Italian.
They didn't want
But I'm
you to know.
serious. But the Italian people, and everybody that's from 62 years old and above, will attest to it. You were not allowed to talk Italian in your house because we're in America now.
But it's sad now because you could have carried on your knowing that knowledge. But I know a lot of people who are second or third generation
Right.
here that don't know their homeland.
Well, my
language.
mother was not from Italy, because people say I'm an Italian. I'm an American Italian. I'm not an Italian American. I wasn't born in Italy. I was born in America. My mother was born. It was my grandmother that was born in Italy. Do you
So
understand?
you're third generation.
Third generation,
But
and
you
I was
still
lucky.
You
I'm
still
sorry.
learn Italian a little bit. I mean,
Well, because my grandmother, she would talk to me. See, as a kid, I would be in the kitchen with the old lady.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
And you can never imagine my love that I had for my grandparents. They were my life.
Yeah.
In school, I used to have a picture of my grandmother and my grandfather on the desk. I had to look at my grandparents.
Wow.
That's how much I loved them. My mother was great. Don't get me wrong. My mother, father were wonderful. But my grandmother and grandfather was the predominant in my family. That's why I love my father-in-law so much, my future father.
Yeah, that's missing for me.
It was Dick Kastel, ladies and gentlemen. He's
Kastel.
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 And my father-in-law, he reminds me of my mother in a lot of
Messing up
ways.
his name all over
Because he
the
loves
place.
my milkshakes.
Okay.
He came to see us. We had
He
some.
loves the peppers.
Yes.
The very first thing that he took home, after the first meal that he had with Chef Michael, was the pepper. He goes, oh my God. And Michael said, you want to take some home? Yeah, I want to take the rest of those peppers home. And he just loved them.
Because
and
I'm
the
his barber.
sandwiches, even the sandwiches. He made him a sandwich, and he came over and he goes, what do you do? How do you make a sandwich like this? He goes, I make sandwiches all the time. How do you make this taste so good? Well, of course, it was a chicken cutlet sandwich, so it's it's a chicken cutlet. But Michael, I wanted to talk, this book she's got here, Karen Rice, Parenting for the New Millennium.
Yes.
Now, how long ago did you write this, Karen? That long
It
ago?
got it was published in 1996.
1996.
But, yeah.
I was just flipping through this, and it's really interesting because you're talking about being a good model. You're also talking about, setting up things for your kids. If you're clear, if you send clear messages to your kids, they get it. And some, I think a lot of, a lot of young parents have challenges because they think that, oh, I can't spank my kid. I can't do this. I can't be mean. Well, it's not about being mean. It's about discipline. And there is a way to discipline a child and let them know that you love them and care. A lot of kids, that were raised, as they say, with that gold spoon in their, mouth or whatever, and did not get a lot of discipline from parents, went on to do other things, and they're like, I never thought my parents cared about me because they never disciplined me, And so it is a fine balance about how to set up what you want to do, to raise your kids and to give them a good environment. You talk about giving them a good environment, and creating these environments for learning, for learning music, and playing, having playtime and doing this. This is a wonderful book. Now, is this also on your website?
It was on my website, and then I took it off because I've made an ebook version of this.
Oh, okay.
But people have shown interest in this recently, so I'm going to be putting it back.
You can't sell that for $1. You got to sell this for $19.99 or something like that. Okay, well, this is a great book called "Parenting for the New Millennium: Create Friendly Families Through the Power of Respect" by Karen Rice. Thank you so much, Karen, for bringing this.
We love
today.
you, Karen.
Yeah, I do. We love you both. Go ahead, Michael.
Bill Tanner is a Polak. And I love Bill. And he's married to Marilyn, who's Jewish.
Madeline.
Marilyn, don't make no difference. She's a friend of mine.
Madeline Schenkel.
Yes. And I get a kick out of her because she makes the best chicken livers.
She's a painter. She's an artist.
She is phenomenal. She painted
Carl Grosso as a fighter, as a boxer.
Right.
And they have that painting in their home now, and I think they're going to put it up above the bar or something.
Yes, and it was the picture of Dorian Gray.
Yeah, Dorian Gray.
Yeah, so what happened? So anyway, to make a long story short, Bill Tanner.
Because if you're just tuning in right now, you're listening to Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael, and we're going to tell you about Bill Tanner right after this message from our sponsors with Karen Rice and Shiny Jason Mohawk, otherwise known as Dave.
And I'm listening to Sandy Kastel and Chef Michael every day, 9 to 10 weekdays.
A wonderful way to start your day. This is Sandy Kastel and Friends. Here again, your host, Sandy Kastel.
What a great voice John Lindquist has, doesn't he? Oh my gosh, every time I hear his voice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sandy Kastel. Yes. And anyway, I want to give a shout out to Mark Yule over at Freedom Triumph.
Oh, yeah.
Freedom Cycle, Las Vegas, and Freedom Triumph. I was driving home the other day from dance class, and I was coming down the 215, and I made a turn, and I saw the big sign, for Freedom Triumph, and so I turned off, and I walked into this store. Beautiful, beautiful store. It's a huge Triumph store. They have the Vespas. Michael, you would love the Vespas. Oh my gosh, they're absolutely adorable. I know, but you would love the new ones. You could actually go there and maybe get me one. Anyway, I walked.
Is there anything else?
I went into the back, and I saw Mark, and I walked in, and I saw Rick from the pawn shop stores, and with that bike there that they're donating, donating that bike, and all you have to do is sign up. It's only $10 to put a ticket in there, and you get a chance to win this beautiful Triumph there. You've got to go do this. And then I sat and I talked with Mark, and of course there was a cutout of Rick up there, and I said, well, would you like for me to bring a cutout of Michael and me, Chef Michael and me? Oh, I'd love to do that. Yeah, so we're going to take a cutout down there. Yeah. And we also talked about maybe doing something. I think it would be great.
All right, anyway.
If we would go riding.
I wanted to buy you one. You told me no.
I want one from Freedom Triumph. Yes, we have to go over there and see Mark Yule.
Mark Yule.
And Ron Garrett brought him on the show.
Don't bust my hump, because if I get you one, maybe we'll collect dust.
I get to pick it out, and I get to pick out the color, and then I think that we should have a little, little touring show and everything.
That'd be great. I got the chills.
Sandy Kastel and Friends touring around Las Vegas.
Back to Bill Tanner, the Polak.
On a Triumph.
So real quick, Bill's a nice guy. Bill's a personal friend of.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, we love you, Mark. Of Carl Grosso. So we became very good friends. And naturally, he's married to a Jewish woman. And he says, Mike, I want to talk Italian.
Carl Grosso?
No, Bill Tanner.
Oh, I thought you said
he's a
Carl
Polak.
Grosso.
So I said, what do you want to talk? He said, teach me Italian. I said, teach you what? You know how long it takes to learn Italian? I said, repeat after me. Non just scordare. I can't say that.
Non just scordare.
So I said, name me something. So I said, pizza, ravioli, mozzarella. He learned real quick.
Mozzarella, pizza, pie. Oh.
The next day, Bill Tanner puts his best suit on, walks in the store. The guy says, "Sir, could I help you?" He goes, "Yeah." He says, "I'll take a pound of pepperoni, 2 pounds of mozzarella, and a quarter pound of gabagool." And the guy looked at him. He said, "Sir, are you Polish?" And Tanner said, "Yeah, why?" He said, "Because you're in a hardware store." I love you, Bill. Oh, my God in heaven. What a crazy. Anyway, great guys. And I can tell you, we're always coming to the end. I got to tell you, I had a great time. I can't thank you enough.
Same here.
We really had a beautiful time.
Now, is this the show that we're on TV, right?
You're on television.
No, not yet. You're on YouTube.
YouTube.
You're going to be on YouTube this afternoon.
Didn't you say you're moving to TV?
We are
going to
moving to
television,
TV.
Channel
Is it now?
6.
It's going to be.
I see the camera there.
Yeah, there is a camera there. Yeah, wave. You know,
Anyway.
Dave, you got to sing us a little blues. Come on, you got to sing a little blues.
Well,
for
okay.
us.
I don't like wasting time. I don't like to doodle. Yeah, I don't like wasting time. And you know I don't like to doodle.
There's some lyrics again.
And when it's time to eat, I make some top ramen noodles.
Bye, Chef Michael.
Way to go, boy. That was great.
We need some music behind that.
Where's nice music? We have a little nice music to say.
Yeah,
Where's the music that I play?
I have one.
Sandy has it. Right. Give a little music behind Sandy.
You said you sing blues a little, huh?
A little bit, yeah. Not a lot. Not a
How
lot.
much time we have left?
Michael, what are you going to sing?
1 minute?
What are you going to sing?
Okay, give me a little music over there that we had. That's the way to do it.
You know what kind of music you're
Yeah.
getting?
Not from yesterday.
Let's see. What you got there, buddy? Oh, yes. I just want you to know that you guys are great. Sandy loves you. I love you. John Stiles loves you. KLAV loves you. If it's in God's hands, folks, we'll be here Monday morning. If you don't hear from us, guess what?
We'll be somewhere
We'll
else.
be somewhere. We got the television show. Either way, there's no words to express our sincere appreciation. Thank you, everybody, for always being nice
This
to
sounds
Sandy
like that
and I.
TV show, you know. Hi, I'm
Hi.
Mr. Rogers. It's
Right.
on Great Street. What was his name?
That Mr. Rogers. That was his name. Yeah,
Mr.
do you know he was Italian?
And he had music like this, and he'd go,
I love that
"Hi,
music.
Mr. Rogers.
I love that
Let's
music.
go in and let's go." And
Yes.
and he had,
Hiya, neighbor.
remember, he had his sweater on. You got the sweater
In my,
on.
right, in my
And
neighborhood in
and
Philly,
in
I
my
say,
neighborhood.
in my neighborhood in Philly, I go,
What is that,
"Hi."
5 seconds?
Right.
5
I go,
seconds? Okay, well, listen, we're
Ha-
going to be here tomorrow morning. And
Ha-
guess who's going to be here? All for One is going to be here. They are going to be Skyped in here. All for One. They're going to sing some songs for us here on KLAV. Sandy Kastel and Friends Variety Show with Chef Michael. Maybe we'll get a recipe tomorrow. See you then. Have a great day. Thank you to Karen Rice and
you so much.
Shiny Jason Mohawk.
Yes.